Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
4 o'clock Saturday afternoon in Ohio's Queen City, Cincinnati. The Reds, the Padres set for Game 2 of the weekend series. Last night's 6-2 win for the Padres featured 3 home runs. Venable, Middlebrooks, and Norris, all with solo shots. Great American Ballpark will host the All-Star Game in July, and tonight it hosts Game 2 of the series. The San Diego Padres now at 28-28, only 3.5 games behind the Dodgers in first place against the Cincinnati Reds. And good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. The Padres have won 3 in a row. That matches their longest winning streak of the season as they shoot for number 4. And Will Venable in that leadoff spot has been a key factor in this run.
He's getting some good at-bats together, seeing some good pitches, taking deep counts, and swinging early when there's a fat one thrown his way. But Will Venable, I think it's a case of getting more reps. 6 for 15 at 400 average, and basically using the whole field. Pulling the breaking ball, and if it's a fastball count, he gets that fastball in, that's the one you can really turn on. So Will getting some love from the bench, and that love is paying off. He can go yard as well. In this ballpark, he can go any part of the ball yard for Will Venable. And then don't forget his glove. Sometimes players are just one-sided, not Will Venable.
Couple of spectacular plays in this last week and one last night. Well, Andrew Cashner is on the hill tonight, and he's going to try to bounce back from a bizarre outing his last time out.
Yeah, it was either outhouse or penthouse for Andrew Cashner. And talk about setting a record. He struck out 12. He gave up 11 hits. So when you look at this outing, is it a question of stuff or location? Andrew Cashner, I think, always has the stuff. He's throwing 96, 97. He's got the biting slider with a nice changeup. But it's location. Missing too much in the zone, and that's when the hanging breaking ball gets crushed. That's when the hanging fastball over the heart of the plate, the hitter's count, gets hit well. So hopefully he can hit the corners this afternoon.
12 strikeouts in that last outing. That was his career high, but as you remember, that was historic to have 12 strikeouts, give up that many runs in less than 5 innings. That hadn't happened before. So we're set to go here in Cincinnati. Last night's game featured some outstanding defense. Some plays bordered on the spectacular. Chris Button with the Padres' Big D when we return.
Everyone loves some offense. Let's give it up for the defense last night. The U.S. judge gives Matt Kemp a 10, and then how about that one by Will Venable? Defense all around for the Padres helped them pull out their third straight win, looking for number 4 today. And hey, when this season first started, Bud Black heard it all the criticism about the defense. But lately, these guys have proved the defense still got it.
Really can't overlook defense as a component to win games. It's starting to come into play a little bit now, obviously, in the industry, and people are talking about it, but it's real.
Starting to get a little healthier. Some guys were banged up there for a while that maybe some plays that they could make great plays on, they would drop just because, you don't want to stress that, a little bit of a hamstring or whatever it is. I think that we are defensively sound. We're not top-tier defense like some, stuff like that, but we have the ability to make some really good plays, and I think it's starting to show a little bit, and it definitely showed last night.
So you take that defense plus some pitching and the home run power they proved yesterday, and the Padres are on a win streak, a 3-game win streak, their longest of the season, trying to keep the streak going today, trying to get win number 4 and win number 2 of the series and win this one against Cincinnati. We got first pitch coming up from the Queen City here in Cincinnati.
Two-stop road trip. 76 degrees on a summer-like day here in the south of Ohio. And a look at the Padres lineup this afternoon, brought to you by Toyota, much like that used by Bud Black last night, with one exception. Solarte enters. Venable, Norris, Upton, Kemp, Alonso, Middlebrooks, and then Solarte at second base will hit 7th. Amarista with a big RBI double last night at short, and then Andrew Cashner.
And right-hander, 23-year-old Michael Lorenzen on the hill. Boy, they've got some high expectations for this youngster. 4-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, curveball, change mid-90s, 95, 96. He's got that swing and miss slider.
Brought to you by Verizon Wireless. As Venable settles in, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. Lorenzen, only 23, from Fullerton High School in Fullerton and Cal State Fullerton. And another strike, 93. not only pitched for the Titans at Cal State Fullerton, but played the outfield. So watch out when he comes to the plate in this game. In the dirt, 1-2. So one of 4 young rookie arms being used by the Cincinnati Reds here as we approach the middle of the season. And we're seeing their future on the mound. One of those being last night, and John Moscott. And now Lorenzen. That one loops foul. Venable last night drove one deep to right field. His 4th home run of the season. And that gave the Padres a 3-0 lead. Down low, 2-2. Throws you off a little bit when you look at the defense of the Cincinnati Reds. You see those camouflage uniforms, you think you're back home on a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's great to see other teams following the Padres suit. Ground ball foul.
Padres started that back in the day, and everybody followed suit.
Military Appreciation Day, and an appropriately announced day to salute all of our men and women, because on this day 71 years ago, a momentous day. Center field, and here comes Hamilton with all that speed and runs it down. Here's the Cincinnati Reds defense. Outfield of Schumacher, Hamilton, and Bruce, with Frazier and Cozart on the left side. Phillips at second. Votto at first base. They've been a partnership on that right side of the infield for 883 games. Pena gets a start, the switch hitting catcher behind the plate for Lorenzen. Derek Norris with his 6th home run last night. A solo shot. A little frosting on the cake in the 7th inning. His drive to left field. Convenient left field for the right-handed hitters. That's not a long poke at all, and Norris takes advantage. Swing and a miss. Slider fooled him.
That's a good one. You might see that short breaking ball. It was a hanging curveball last night that Norris hit out. Lorenzen, I'm sure, going over scouting reports and watching the game, goes the shorter breaking ball down and away.
His last 2 starts have been very impressive. 2 games, 13+ innings, allowing only 3 hits combined. 3 earned runs and only 3 hits.
I think we have to realize this is only his 3rd year as a pro. More often now, teams are skyrocketing these guys quickly to the big leagues to pay dividends. You don't want to waste bullets in the minor leagues, and with the situation the Reds in right now, that's a great opportunity for Lorenzen.
A ball, 2 strikes to Norris. They play him straight away, infield and outfield. Ooh, that's a wide strike zone. That ball looked to be on the line in the left-handed batter's box. So the first strikeout for Lorenzen. Well, on this Military Appreciation Day, great to see a World War II veteran, James Kimmerly. That's James in the Cincinnati Red outfit, and brought his pal and threw a strike. How about that?
Great.
Can't underestimate what happened 71 years ago, and there's so few that remember, much less participated in the landing on Normandy. It's the start of the victory of the Allied forces against Nazi Germany. Justin Upton, .299 hitter with club leading home runs and RBIs. 2-0. Billy Hamilton made an outstanding play in left center field, robbing Upton of extra bases last night. That ball was ticketed for extra bases. Hamilton's speed ran it down. Out of play.
And because of that speed of his, we've noticed it in the first game of the series. He plays on the shallow side. He wants to take away those little dunkers over the infielders' heads. He can go back on the ball with the best of them, and the right is left, as he showed last night.
Foul back toward us, just under our broadcast location. Light breeze blowing in from center field. in the dirt, and the count full now on Upton with Matt Kemp on deck. So the Padres, with a modest 3-game win streak, they've won 7 of their last 10 to creep up in the National League West, just 3.5 behind the Dodgers, who are hosting St. Louis again tonight. Inside, ball 4, and Upton, who leads the team in walks, has another one.
We'll have to keep an eye on Lorenzen, because in the pregame show, Mark Sweeney and I were talking about pitching inside. He tried to go for the kill inside, but missed down, and that's where you want to miss if you're going to miss down. Last night, Muscat, if he missed, it was down. So here it is, full count, trying to go down and in. He's not afraid to bury that ball on the inside part of the plate.
20th walk for Upton this year, the club leader there, and here's Kemp, also with 11 stolen bases to lead the team. Upton, so I'll keep an eye on him. He and Anthony Rizzo of the Cubs, the only 2 major leaguers with at least 10 home runs and at least 10 stolen bases this year. Outside. Well, he hasn't allowed many hits, Lorenzen, in his last 2 starts. He did walk 9 in 13+ innings.
Yeah, that was his minor league ledger as well, Dick. He could get erratic. Some walks in the minor league days for Lorenzen.
Going outside again. Yonder Alonso would be next. Big crowd. It looks to be a sellout. Barry Larkin bobblehead giveaway, along with the military appreciation. Hall of Famer Larkin, University of Michigan star. Just foul. Upton back to first base. Padres have had great success in the opening inning this year. 42 runs they've scored, more than any other National League team in the opening inning. Got in front last night with a couple of runs on their way to the 6-2 victory. Ground ball to third. Frazier will go the short way, and that's it for San Diego. Here come the Reds. Brandon Phillips to lead off against Cashner. Brandon Phillips has had a sensational June, getting a cover off the ball. Then Votto and Frazier. Jay Bruce bats cleanup. Brian Pena, the switch-hitting catcher, bats 5th. Cozart 6th. Then Skip Schumacher. Michael Lorenzen, the pitcher, hits 9th. Ryan Price, the manager of the Reds, has been doing that, and Billy Hamilton then rounds out the lineup, hitting 9th.
And the scouting report for Andrew Kastner brought to you by Montalvo. Hey, set a record last time out. How about setting a record today? Possible no-no? You never know.
I like when you think big.
Got to think positive for Cash.
Phillips, though, lines the very first pitch, and it's just foul. Flirts with a double right off the bat. Phillips is 4 for 9 lifetime against Kastner.
You know, Dick, that record could also be a 20 strikeout game, 21 strikeout game. That would break a record. I'm not specifically talking no-no. I'm talking any type of pitching record.
There's a base hit up the middle. Hit the ball hard both times, foul and then fair. And the leadoff man on for the Reds.
Oh, two-seamer down the middle, and there goes the no-hitter.
Well, they give away Cincinnati Reds calendar the month of June. The featured player, Brandon Phillips, and somebody had some sixth sense.
Ah, yeah.
Figure that out.
Yeah.
6-game hitting streak now for Phillips, and Votto fouls the first pitch away. Votto 3 for 5 against Kastner in their previous meetings. .31 walks for Votto, so his on-base percentage up there among the leaders. It always has been. Phillips 8 for 8 stolen base attempts.
Joey Votto loves to hit the fastball, so Andrew Kastner counters with the changeup there to go 2-1.
That's in there, 2-2. So Kastner 2-8, and his record's so misleading, and Padres just haven't scored any runs in his support. 8 starts, 8 runs is all that he's received. His 2 wins have come on the road. Backs him off, full count. 2-3 on the road, 0-5 at home. But the ERA, both home and away, just almost the same at 3.5. Phillips might be going here.
Yeah, good fastball count, 3-2.
He goes, and it's ball 4. Well, the first 2 men on for the Reds. Padres defense brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Upton in left, Venable in center, Kemp the right fielder. Infield, Middlebrooks and Amarista. Amarista calling out the shots there at short. Solarte at second base gets the start. Alonso at first. Norris behind the plate for Kastner. Todd Frazier, the leading home run hitter for the Reds. 16, and he's tops in RBIs as well. Cincinnati threatening early. Curveball, the snap, throw to first, a little offline. Votto scrambling back. Fly ball to center, hit pretty well. Venable still going back and makes the catch going away. Runners are, no, it didn't. He didn't get the ball after all. And now the runners coming back to back, scoring. Phillips with Votto right the backside. It's 2-0. For a moment, it appeared Venable made that catch going away. But as he came to the wall, it trickled out of his glove, and it's a 2-run double for Todd Frazier.
Well, he went down and got that one. It's just above the knees, and Will Venable, name and number to the back, and it looked like he had it off his glove. And as you mentioned, Dick, the runners have to hold up because Will Venable, we've seen his defense. They know that if that ball's caught, they got to go back and tag. Just gets a little bit of the leather. And the Reds are on the board with 2.
A rough start for Andrew Cashner. First 3 men produced 2 runs. No one out as we get to the cleanup man, Jay Bruce. 217 hitter Bruce with power. Boy, that ball really carried, didn't it? 404 to straightaway center here. He goes around 1-1. Short down the lines and in the power alleys. It's 328 down the left field line, 325 to right field. But more importantly, in the power alleys, less than 370.
Yeah, it looked like the 2 hits this inning, the one to Phillips and the one to Frazier, just caught way too much of the plate. And even if it's knee high, those are hitters that can get extended, like Frazier. Both of them going up the gut. Phillips single up the center, and Frazier with the fly ball.
95 on the fastball swing and miss. 2-2.
Good job of keeping the ball down here against Bruce for Andrew Cashner. Trying to keep that ball in front of the runner. Keep that runner at second base. A grounder to third would keep that runner there.
And that ball hit high and deep to right center field. A long run again for Venable and for Kemp. It's Kemp barely in front of Venable to make the catch on the warning track. And it advancing to third, Frazier. One out, a man at third base. 2 runs home here in the first for Cincinnati, and Brian Pena, the catcher, is the batter.
Looks like Padres will bring the infield in at the cut of the grass.
Pena hitting over 100 points higher as a left-handed batter. Takes ball 1. 97 on the fastball. And that one lined into the right field corner. Boy, they're picking on Cashner, scoring easily as Frazier on a double by Pena. 3-0. All the balls hit hard.
Well, that changeup, it looked like a changeup out of the hand of Andrew. We take a look at the grip. Yes, it is. It's a changeup, 88, and he wanted it down and away. And once again, that ball's right down the middle. We talked about stuff and location prior to the ball game in the pregame show. You know, Andrew Cashner has the stuff. It's just a lot of pitchers have stuff. Can they hit the location? Well, it seems right now the last couple starts early on in this one, of course, that just catching too much of the plate.
Phillips, sharp ground ball started things, then the walk to Votto. Frazier with a long double off the center field wall, then the long out by Jay Bruce, and now a line double to right by Pena. For a 3-0 lead, still 1 out, and Zach Cozart the batter. Vern Balsley out to try to settle down Cashner. Getting to throw some outs here. Cozart, a 257 hitter, takes a strike. Oh, 1-2. Early in the game, but 3-run jump for the Reds here in the first inning. You want to hold them right there.
Is that 99? Did I read that correctly?
Yeah.
Wow. Talk about free. I tell you what, Andrew Cashner's got the 89 mile an hour delivery, but out of the hand, 99 coming in hot. That is free and easy gas.
last couple of outings, it hasn't been fooling the hitters. That ball lined deep to left field and looks back out of play. To the right side. Solarte throws out Cozart for the second out here in the first, and over to third, Pena. Skip Schumacher, the batter. Schumacher, 227. Had a base hit and a walk last night, 1 for 3.
You know, game time temperature was 72 degrees, but on that field it gets a little warmer, and you throw a lot of pitches, it's going to empty the tank a little bit quicker.
They're going to walk Schumacher intentionally because the pitcher Lorenzen is in the number 8 spot in the batting order. Don't forget, he's a former outfielder at Cal State Fullerton. In fact, he got a hit his first time up in the big leagues, and they've already used him as a pinch hitter. So this will present runners at the corners for the Reds. And the 8th man to bat here in the first inning, the pitcher Lorenzen. And for the Padres, already it's been defined. It's going to require some come from behind effort, but they've done a good job of that throughout this season. 1 for 10, Lorenzen. His very first at bat in the bigs, he got the hit. His Cal State Fullerton team in the NCAA regional playoffs, the Super Regionals, won today 3-2 in 10 innings against Louisville.
Pretty good swing.
85 on the fastball. Two strikes. Lots of red. And says they come to the ballpark here in Cincinnati and throughout the weekend on the streets, they're all probably wearing their Cincinnati red hats and jerseys. Stands out, doesn't it? St. Louis the same.
Oh, it's an event coming from hundreds of miles away. Make a weekend out of it with the family and friends.
Not only from middle of Ohio to the south, but a lot of fans from Kentucky just across the Ohio River. Runner goes, and Norris with the throw gets him. So now a double steal. And Derek Norris has his 18th runner caught stealing. But the Reds, 3 runs, 3 hits, and lead 3-0.
from the dugout today. That would be Tyson Ross, and he's on a plane right now on his way back from Washington, D.C., because Bud Black allowed him to go for the day, the afternoon, to go see his little brother Joe Ross pitch in his major league debut for the Nationals today. He went 5 innings, giving up 3 earned runs. I talked to Tyson yesterday about what words of advice he would give him. He said he talked to him yesterday, said, listen, it's going to be overwhelming, but just go out there, remember while you're there that there's a reason that you played well, that you deserve to be there, and went out today. So he got on the plane early this morning at 6 a.m. Well, Bud Black said, I want you to be here, though, when we win tonight and we can shake some hands. And it just actually worked out perfectly that he pitched yesterday and was able to go and spend the day with his family and watch Joe today.
And as I recall, Joe Ross was there to root Tyson on as well. When Tyson debuted in Oakland, brother Joe was still in high school there.
That's a great story, isn't it? Congratulations to the Ross family. It's just it's a great story, and we wish a lot of success, of course, to Joe.
Under Alonso leading off in the second inning, 1-1. Just to review that trade, the Padres in that 3-corner swap with Tampa Bay, the primary player received by the Padres was Will Myers. And then Joe Ross and a player to be named later, no secrets, Trey Turner. And Turner just happens to be a shortstop that's leading all the Padre minor leaguers, but the trade won't be official till next week. 3-1. So Ross comes up to the Washington Nationals very quickly. And hopefully Will Myers will be back in the lineup quickly.
Yeah.
Line drive. There's the Padres' first hit as Alonso goes the other way. And ball gets away from Schumacher in left, so Alonso will get an extra 90 feet. Single error. And the Padres a chance to dig into that 3-0 lead for Cincinnati.
Well, you can hear that ball off the bat all the way up here. He really stayed inside that baseball nicely to take it the opposite way and hit it on the sweet spot. Got to take advantage of that error.
The Reds going into this month of June were leading the National League best fielding, but they committed a lot of errors in the first week. Philadelphia, they were careless. They made several errors. Will Middlebrooks homered last night, his 8th of the season. Last 21 games batting over 300 with 5 home runs.
Hey, the lead here, the score here could change in a heartbeat. We know that. It's just not Coors Field.
Joe Ross today against the Cubs. Nationals lost 4-2. 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. Meanwhile, Felix Hernandez starts tonight versus the Rays, and Clayton Kershaw goes against the Cardinals.
Well, with King Felix, it happens to the best of them, but not too often with him. And Clayton Kershaw seems to be on a nice path that we're used to seeing from the Cy Young Award-winning left-hander.
Those Cardinals, they find a way to win. Last night, rallying from 1-0 down, had a freak play in the 8th inning and a 2-1 win at Los Angeles. Middlebrooks hitting his home run to deep right center. He's shown that from day one, that he's got power to the opposite field.
Well, that's the approach all the hitters should take. Where that pitch is thrown, put a good swing on it, it will travel.
2-2. Outside. 95 on that fastball from Lorenzen. He was highly regarded out of Cal State Fullerton, picked as a supplemental choice, 38th overall. And it's outside, ball 4. So the Padres have the first 2 men on here in the second inning. Second walk from Lorenzen. Well, here's the National University standings as we check on the National League West. I'm trying to figure out what that is. It's Colorado 7-2. We're a little farther along in the season than that. We'll get you the total standings. Glitch in the graphic tools. That's a strike to Jan Solarte. 256 is average, but as we've been singing all season long, more productive from the left side. And while not a regular, he's got 24 runs batted in. Chance here. Inside.
Well, one thing I've noticed already, Lorenzen is not afraid to throw inside to righties and lefties alike. That one there, a ball clearly, but inside to Solarte to even the count. Big gap in left center with Hamilton playing over on the first base side.
That went into right center field. Hamilton squares away and tagging, and it's going to be a play over there. They cut off. Now they got a runner in trouble, and it's Middlebrooks tagged out. So Middlebrooks, with Alonso going to third, tried to follow to second. They cut off the throw, and he was a dead duck at second base. So that'll kill a rally for you. A double play.
We'll talk about getting kicked right in the gut. Hamilton sets up nicely. Here's the big key. Look where that throw was. Right at the cutoff man. I quite honestly thought they were going to get Alonso at third base. I mean, that was a P-rod out of the hand of Hamilton.
I agreed with you.
And as soon as it was caught by the cutoff man, they had Will Middlebrooks. So pass ball, score a run, wild pitch, score.
But 2 outs now with Alonso at third. Amarista the hitter. So here's the National League West. National University presents the standings. Dodgers a half game in front of the Giants, only 3.5 their lead, 4.5 Arizona, and Colorado's within 6. A tight race here on June 6th. This is the time to put together a winning streak, and the Padres have a start, 3 in a row. Be nice to pick up that run. 1-2. Alonso with a single. Error by Schumacher. The walk to Middlebrooks, but the double play, center fielder to the shortstop to the second baseman to get Middlebrooks trying to advance. 2-2. Amarista doubled to the opposite field into the left field corner last night. It was just before the rain hit. It took the lead from 4-2 to 5-2 en route to 6-2 win. Doesn't know where the ball is. There it is, right on the plate. And Amarista struck out, and the Padres are denied. Boy, it started so invitingly and ended dismally, didn't it? No score. A red strike for 3 in the first. Here they come in the second. Lorenzen was up when the Padres Norris threw out Schumacher trying to steal. And Hamilton and Phillips to follow against Cashner. Innings 1 through 3. 29 runs scored. And then he settles down after the 4th. That has proven to be true again today. 2-0 to the pitcher Lorenzen. Took some pretty good cuts before Schumacher was thrown out then the first inning, and whether he was going to bunt or not, takes that one 2-1.
Not a bad idea for Lorenzen. I mean, he is a good hitter, but 2-1, maybe disrupt the timing of a pitcher by showing bunt 3 times. Now hopefully Andrew Cashner can put him away with 2 strikes.
His college nickname was Cowboy. There must be a story behind that.
Yeah. Maybe he likes Cowboys.
Riding high. Well, he was an Angel fan and had the Cowboy gene on.
That's right.
Maybe that was part of it. Look at that. Whistles a line drive single back through the middle.
More and more these days we see pitchers who are great athletes, and this is just too good of a pitch. That's right at the belt buckle, and just by the foul balls, the swings from Lorenzen, doesn't even use a stride. Just kind of pivots on that front foot, gets those hands back. Big, lanky right-hander, 6'3", 203, throws the head of that shillelagh nicely.
Billy Hamilton batting 9th. Middlebrooks comes in at 3rd. And here is the potential bunt try, and spinning out of there Hamilton. And he's so fast, even though you're looking for the bunt, if he lays one down, it's going to be at least a sacrifice, and he might leg it out for a hit. Ball 2. Phillips led off the first inning with a single on the way to a 3-run inning. Now the pitcher Lorenzen, leadoff base hit to start the second. And Cashner falls behind 3-0 just as he walked Votto after Phillips singled in the first. Yeah, 4-pitch walk. And now to the top of the order with Phillips, Votto, and Frazier. Mins at first and second. 3rd walk from Cashner. Alonso and Solardi in to try to encourage him to throw a ground ball. Let us help you get out of this. Phillips, sharp single up the middle his first time.
Well, Darren Balzer, we saw him on the bench, pitching coach for the Padres, had a visit last half inning with Andrew. Sometimes even the managers and coaches are scratching their head when they're in a situation like this. Can't find the plate early on, falling behind.
Nice bunt. That's a beautiful bunt. Cashner, the athlete he is, will get the out there. But the runners move up to second and third on a perfect sacrifice bunt by Brandon Phillips. That brings applause from these baseball knowledge fans. Lorenzen over to third, Hamilton to second. And Joey Votto walked and scored in the first inning. Infield will come in. Votto with 30 runs batted in, 10 home runs.
There's that slider that Andrew Cashner, a lot of righties try to entice the left-handed hitter Joey Votto to swing at. It's a slider back by that back foot of the left-handed hitter. Votto's got pretty good plate coverage and command of that strike zone.
Sharply hit to the second baseman. Solardi comes to the plate, and they get him. And the giveaway was that Lorenzen dived back at the plate to touch it. He didn't think he got it the first time, but good throw by Solarte, and they erase Lorenzen and a potential fourth run.
As soon as that ball was struck, Lorenzen is off and running. Got him on the hip. Home plate umpire Ed Hickox was all over the call. This is so important. Firing a strike to Norris, either over the heart of the plate or towards the third base side. If Derek has got to go towards the first base side, it's a different story. Boy, Lorenzen coming in hot as well.
2 away, and when the dust settles, Votto at first, Hamilton over at third. Line drive to left, but Upton is there. Oh my, well hit by Frazier, and Cashner and the Padres escape more trouble. Then the top of the order, Venable and Norris in the third, and giving us a chance to chat with James Shields down in the Padre dugout here in the top of the third with a 7-0 start this season. And I'm sure you and Cashner must exchange some ideas. You know, you pitch very well, but your run support's been good. Poor Cashner, 8 runs and 8 starts. What's happening there?
You know, sometimes that's the way it goes as a pitcher, man. You just you can't control the other things. You only can control what you do on the mound. And you know, right now, you know, we're not scoring runs for him, but you know, things change throughout the season, man.
As I recall, had you ever pitched here in Cincinnati?
No, this is my first time being here. It's my last stadium to go to. You know, it's my first time being in Cincinnati, so now I got all the stadiums on lockdown here.
Little cozy for a pitcher, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit tight, a little bit tight, but it's you know, it's obviously a hitter's park, you know, but it's a nice stadium.
James, you're scheduled to go Tuesday in Atlanta. What is your preparation, even though we're in Cincinnati, but what do you prepare for Tuesday's game?
You know, I just go over scouting reports, go over hitters, and you know, just try to do my thing. I mean, you know, when in doubt, I like to go with my game and trust my stuff more than anything. But you know, I just try to focus on you know, scouting reports and look at some video and just really get prepared for that next start.
Do you throw today at all?
Yeah, I threw a little bullpen today. Everything felt great. You know, threw about 30-35 pitches or so, and you know, getting ready to go.
Hey, what are your ideas on Andrew Cashner swinging the bat? I know there's a fraternity. You guys have bragging rights. What's the latest on Andrew Cashner?
I'll tell you what, we've been taking some really good ABs lately, and you know, as long as Cash gets the barrel on the ball, he's going to hit the ball hard here.
Well, so far you're the leader with 4 base hits of the pitching corps, and taking strike 3, Cashner, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Michael Lorenzen. Pretty good-looking young pitcher out there, Michael Lorenzen.
Yeah, he's not too bad, man. I mean, I heard he just became a starter, you know, last year or this year or whatever it was. But, you know, I know he went to Fullerton with he actually played with my cousin for about 3 years over there. So
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Hey, James, your last start against the Mets, you had 7 solid innings. You know, you've got the changeup, you've got the curveball, but what did you feel was working for you best that game?
My last start?
Yes, against the Mets.
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, obviously I had a nice little cushion lead there, 4 runs there early, and I was just throwing my 2-seamer down and away. Really, I mean, that was just getting me a lot of ground balls, early outs, you know, making me able to go deep in the game.
Ground ball by Venable at the shortstop Cozart across to Votto for the second out. So you look at a young guy, this 23-year-old Lorenzen. You were 23 10 years ago, and you go back into your memory bank and measure who you were then and compared to James Shields today. What do you see?
You know, I mean, I definitely matured quite a bit as far as a baseball player goes. I mean, you're never going to stop learning in this game until you're pretty much done, retired. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely matured a little bit, and you know, learn how to become a pitcher.
Where does the emotional aspect, when you say one day, as Norris is swinging and a ground ball deep to third, long throw, and they get him on a close play. But we'll save that question for later, James Shields, and we'll get the answer. Good luck in Atlanta. Thanks for taking some time.
All right, guys. Thanks,
James.
Brought to you by your San Diego Lexus dealer. By Petco, what we feed them matters. And by Mercury Insurance. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com and see how much you could save. Andrew Kastner goes to work in the last of the third. Jay Bruce, Brian Pena, and Zach Cozart, the middle three in the Cincinnati order. All-Star game reminders abound here in Cincinnati, July 14th, the date. High foul into the stands on the third base sides. Bruce sent a long drive to the warning path in right center field. Caught by Matt Kemp in the first inning. Changeup misses. Bruce is now the number 10 all-time home run hitter in Cincinnati history. Line drive, and he's done it again. Alonso climbing the ladder. That's 3 in the last week. Alonso leaping high and taking a potential double away from the opposing hitter.
Fielding for the ground ball and then leaping. 10 lords of leaping over there off the hot smash of Jay Bruce. And then the leg kick. Oh, that's a nice play.
He's getting pretty good at that act.
Absolutely.
Pena doubled in a run in the first inning. Left field, Upton over toward the line, 2 away.
What a nice quick inning here from Andrew Cashner. 1, 2, 3, get back in the dugout, and hopefully the Padres can chip away the 3-0 deficit.
Zach Cozart grounded to the second baseman first time. That ball is drilled deep to left field. Upton looking up, and Cozart will circle the bases, a home run. The 11th home run given up by Cashner this season. And the Reds lead 4-0.
After 2 quick outs, Cozart is hunting the fastball, 4-seamer on contact. That's right at the belt buckle. Not too many big league hitters get away with hitting that one. Fouling it back at times, but generally speaking, they're going to hit that pitch.
Number 7 on the season for Cozart. Here's Schumacher, walked intentionally, but first inning. One and 2. Let's check our cold hard facts, brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Most home runs by ballpark in the National League. Miller Park in Milwaukee, the most friendly. This is second, but surprisingly, Dodger Stadium and Petco Park are on the list.
No Coors Field. That surprises me.
That's you would think Coors Field, but not Petco Park would be on the top 5 list.
Yeah, maybe too many rainouts and snowouts. And maybe Dodger Stadium and Petco because of the drought. No moisture.
Not a lot of marine layer this year.
Yeah, oh, marine layer. Hate that. Oh, love it as a pitcher. Hate it as a hitter.
Curveball is in there. Strike 3. Schumacher caught looking, but Zach Cozart with a home run. 385 feet. It's 4-0. The Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, as we take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
All right, patience at the plate. The Padres last night in the 6-2 victory really showed some patience against Moscow, the rookie, and they made it work for him. And then hit homers. I love homers. It doesn't seem to be the case right now, but still a little baseball left. 3 home runs for the Padres last night, all solo shots. I guess I heart homers is the motto today.
6 innings, plenty of time, and Padres bring up their power here in the 4th inning against young Michael Lorenzen, Upton, Kemp, and Alonso, with Middlebrooks set to hit if somebody gets on. Upton walked his first time. Starts him with a slider. One hit, that's Alonso's single in the 2nd. 93 on the fastball. Got him. 3-pitch strikeout. That's 4 for Lorenzen. Let's go down to Chris Budd. Chris?
Well, Dick, Michael Lorenzen has an interesting way of getting himself hyped up before he pitches. He made a video of himself over the offseason working out, doing box jumps in California, running sprints in the sand, using the ropes. He watches that before he goes and pitches because he says he wants to remind himself about all the hard work he did in the offseason, remind himself why he's here. Pretty interesting way to, no music, watches his own self working out.
Good self-study then as Kemp fouls the first pitch away. He grounded to third, his first at bat.
I like his demeanor on the mound. I like his poise on the mound, Lorenzen. Very high on him in the minor leagues. As I mentioned earlier, only his 3rd year as a pro. I've got a mix between Jerry Seinfeld and Rick Ocasek of the Cars.
High fly ball, right center field. That's got some distance to it. It's to the warning path and off the top of the wall. Touch 'em all. Matt Kemp. It's been a long time. His 2nd home run of the season as he goes to that right center power alley. And that has been his strength throughout his career. And Kemp hits home plate and the Padres are on the board. It's 4-1.
Well, Alonzo Powell, the hitting coach, in the interview before the game said Matt Kemp, he's got to keep swinging it, stick with his strengths. That pitch was up, and that's the Matt Kemp we know and love. And who cares if it was a wall scraper? Off the top, that's a home run. Keys to the game, homers. Matt Kemp obliges.
Yonder Alonso fouls it back, singled sharply to left field his first time. As we said last night, despite the fact that his average has dipped down under 250 and has only the 1 home run, his personality has not been in a slump. Griesemer Despagne was supposed to pitch today, and Black juggled the lineup to move Cashner today. Despagne tomorrow. Ground ball up the middle, and Alonso is 2 for 2.
Well, you know what? Matt Kemp swinging the bat well, hitting the ball extremely well, that at bat, going the opposite way. And then Alonso squaring it up 2 times in a row. Boy, I would love to have a sit-down interview with him and see what's going well for him.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
I want to get inside the head of Yonder Alonso because he's really seen the ball well. I think the fans want to know.
Yeah, well, maybe you ask him and you get him tomorrow for Sunday.
Oh, put a call into his people.
Will Middlebrooks, home run last night. Padres 2nd in that column with 8. Walked his first time. One swing and the Padres are right back in this game. Time for our T-Mobile game changer. And the major league leaders, RBI since May 24, 13 for Middlebrooks, second only to Arenado of Colorado. Off speed, fooled him.
Nice slider down and away.
Jan Solarte is next. Two and one.
It's not even close to being a strike, and Lorenzen is begging out there, wanting that call.
They got it in the first inning.
Yes, he did. Derek Norris got the bat taken right out of his hands for the called third.
It's in there, 2-2. 60th pitch for young Lorenzen coming up. Padres off the strength of the solo home run of Matt Kemp, trying to battle back here. It's 4-1 here in the fourth. Line foul down the seats right field. Final game of the series tomorrow here on Fox Sports San Diego, 9:30. A wake-up call for the final game. It's España against Johnny Cueto, the Reds ace. Broken bat. Watch out! That thing's going into the crowd, and we had a horrific incident in Boston last night where a broken bat flew into the crowd and badly injured a female fan. And let's hope that everyone's okay down there. Looks to be all right. Spear just flying into the crowd. How do you defend yourself?
You know what, Dick? You and I had this discussion with Chris Welsh before the game, and I think Chris Welsh made up a good point. He's the color analyst for the Reds on TV. He feels that, or maybe it was Tom Brenneman. Anyway, he feels that Commissioner Manfred's going to maybe mandate something to where they put screen up all the way down the line to protect the fans, and I'm a fan for it.
That ball driven to left field, a base hit. One hop out to Schumacher. That moves Alonso up to second and brings the tying run to the plate. Middlebrooks a sharp base hit. Just to follow up on that, the people behind home plate aren't bothered by the screen, so just extend it down. You can go beyond each dugout, and it not only protects against the bat flying in there, but those line drives on check swings that scream in there. Hard to defend yourself.
And a nice job by Will Middlebrooks staying on that last pitch, hitting it sharply.
So after Upton struck out to open this fourth inning, Kemp's home run off the top of the right field wall. Alonso bangs a sharp single up the middle, and Middlebrooks a line single to the left. Solarte represents the tying run. Flew out into a double play. First time. That went inside, 2-0. Solarte with 2 home runs.
Hey, a couple of factors here, keys to the game. Homers, we've had one, and patience right here by Solarte, working a 2-0 count.
Popped him up high in the air. Third baseman Frazier, infield fly rule is called, and 2 away. That'll bring up Amarista. Struck out swinging, ball in the dirt. Back in the second. That was the play where catcher Pena couldn't find the ball because it was resting right on the white of home plate. But eventually threw out Amarista. So 2 on, 2 out. Another opportunity for the Padres to shave into that lead. Lorenzen fell behind 2-0 to Solarte, but got him to pop up. Very shallow center field Hamilton. Ground ball, shortstop Cozart, easy toss to Phillips, and the inning comes to an end. The home run was on the wrong end of the 3 hits. After the home run, 2 singles, the Padres settled for 1. It's 4-1. All right, thank you, Michael. It's Michael Lorenzen leading off the 4th inning for the Reds. He singled sharply to center field his first at bat. Matt Kemp's home run making it a 4-1 game.
Hey, big sports day today, huh, Professor?
Well, Serena Williams, she wins her 20th major title, winning the French Open in Paris. And she's 32 years of age, and she's still the best player in the world. She's closing in on Steffi Graf's 22. Ground ball right side, and Lorenzen is 2 for 2. Got the Belmont Stakes coming up later this afternoon. As American Pharoah goes for the Triple Crown, and Serena Williams now has the first 2 majors as she goes for the Calendar Grand Slam.
This kid's an athlete. We've seen 2 types of swings. The big swing that sent the single up the middle, his first at bat, and then Lorenzen just taking that pitch where it was pitched the opposite way, shortening up the swing nicely.
6th hit given up by Cashner. Here's Billy Hamilton. He walked his first time. Tough play. Alonso back to second baseman Solarte, and the sacrifice for Billy Hamilton.
Perfectly executed by the Padres. Alonso was all over it, fighting a strike to Solarte.
So top of the order, Phillips and Votto with a chance to get the run back for the Reds.
Did you see Solarte and Alonso talking right there? I think they're talking about the hit off the bat of Lorenzen, because when that ball was initially hit, I looked at Alonso and he kind of initiated to his right but then gave up on it. I'm not saying he should have made the play, but I think he thought maybe he could have a chance to make that play that hit the hole on the right side.
Yeah, the communication and different second baseman there, Solarte. Phillips a single and a sacrifice, right back to the mound, and Cashner looks the runner back and throws out Phillips. 2 away. And that gives us a chance to check on the Cholula flamethrower.
With Andrew Cashner on the hill, 99, muy caliente, super hot sauce. Give me some water. My mouth is on fire.
60 pitches fired by Cashner. Here's Votto, walked and safe on a fielder's choice.
That's ghost pepper hot.
Center field. Venable broke run the wrong way. Starts in and it goes over his head. Lorenzen will score. Votto on his way to third. The throw to third. Not in time. A gift triple for Joey Votto, and it's 5-1 Cincinnati. Well, Venables made some spectacular plays in center field. He just thought that ball was coming up short, and it flew right over his head.
Oh, you get to the point of no return, and for an outfielder, that has got to be the worst feeling ever.
Votto will gladly accept the triple and his 31st RBI of the year.
Hey, you know what, Dick? You hit the nail on the head. Will Venable has played a spectacular center field, made some spectacular plays. It's going to happen.
That line drive hit right at you in a strange ballpark. Try to react, thinking you may have to come in and make a big catch. Instead, that thing took off on him. So Votto winds up at third with 2 outs. Frazier has hit it hard twice, a double and a line out to left. 0-2 the count. Fouled off Derek Norris. Cashner in his last outing at home against the Mets went 4 2/3. 6 runs, 5 were earned, and 11 hits. He's given up 5 runs, all earned today.
Frazier usually dives at these pitches down and away. Bad looking hacks the last 2. Andrew trying to pepper down and away with that fastball. He was definitely not on those last 2 pitches.
And defensive swing there. Stays alive. Fly ball right center. Venable broke in again, and it goes over his head. Votto scores. Into second, Frazier. 2 misplays back-to-back by Will Venable. Become a triple and a double and 2 more runs for the Reds. Ouch.
Slider. Once again, a defensive swing. Todd Frazier will one-hand a lot of balls, and I can't believe what I'm seeing here. 2 times in a row. Nobody feels worse than Will Venable right now.
But he didn't take a full swing at it, so it didn't appear that was going to
fooled by the swing, probably, right?
Go that far. So lack of support for Andrew Cashner continues. The season, it's been lack of run support. Last 8 games, only 8 runs of support. And now a defensive lapse by Votto and Frazier's balls. Venable in center field.
Outfielders will read the swing, and after this pitch, it works the opposite way as well.
Cashner takes care of this one himself. A good play made by him for the final out as Jay Bruce on the comebacker. But a triple and a double. Votto and Frazier at 6-1. Saquon Casino, only 25 miles from Petco Park. And by Jack in the Box, try the new Double Jack, only at Jack in the Box. Little Joe, Hall of Famer, part of the Great Red Machine. Honored here at the Great American Ballpark. Well, Michael Lorenzen, 2 for 2. His single started the 4th inning, and then a couple of misplayed balls in the outfield. Votto gets a triple and Frazier a double. And 2 more runs for Cincinnati, and Cashner and the Padres are down 6-1. Cashner struck out, took a 3rd strike. His first at bat. Ball 1. 68 pitches for Lorenzen through 4. One hopper, but right at Kozar for the first down.
Hey, Andrew was getting down the line there. Let's take a look at the pitch breakdown for Michael Lorenzen. Well, that 3rd inning evens out. That 1st and 2nd inning, we had 21 and 19.
Here's Venable, a chance to atone for those 2 plays in center field. He's flied out and grounded out. Ground ball fair. Glove by Votto, and Lorenzen there to cover. 3-1 on the putout. Well, Thursday, June 18th. Mark it down, folks. The American tradition comes to Fox and Fox Sports 1. It's the first time as the greatest golfers in the world converge on the Pacific Northwest, and a chance to stamp their names in history. Our exclusive coverage of the 115th U.S. Open Championship, live from Chambers Bay Golf Course, begins June 18th on Fox Sports 1, Fox, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. 2 away to Derek Norris, who takes a strike. He is struck out and grounded out. Just 4 hits allowed by Michael Lorenzen. His last time out against Washington gave up only 1 hit in 6 1/3 in an 8-2 win. And the game before that, 6 innings and allowed just 3 earned runs. Actually less than that. 1 earned run. So only 3 earned runs in the last 2 starts. He's given up just the home run today for a run for the Padres.
You know, the amazing thing about Lorenzen is throughout his minor league career, the first year in 13 was predominantly a reliever. Made 24 starts in Pensacola AA last year. So making the transition, first year pro, out of the pen. Second year as a starter, now he finds himself starting in the big leagues.
It looks as if he's here to stay. 2-1 to Norris. In and out of the glove of Pena. Well, the Reds now, all these rookies. DeSclafani, Lorenzen, Iglesias, who's on the DL, just placed yesterday, and we saw Moscott replace him. Their future is now. All right-handers. Full count. Lorenzen has walked 2, struck out 4. And a walk. With 2 outs, Norris aboard for Justin Upton. Black working on that lineup card as he anticipates the future of this game. Approaching the midpoint. Matt Kemp with a home run moves into the on-deck circle. High hopper deep into the hole, and it skips on into left field. Boy, that had a lot of top spin on it. That second bounce just kicked away from Cozart as Upton has his first hit. 2 on for Kemp.
Hey, maybe the home run earlier from Matt Kemp starts things for the Padre right fielder, as the top half of the ball, it's got that Super Bowl spin on it on that second hop.
One swing would get the Padres back in it. They trail 6-1, but a couple of men aboard. They've had some base traffic, but the home run by Kemp came as a leadoff, or with 1 out, no one on, and not after the next 2 men singled. He's up there with 2 men aboard here. And another drive to right field. Bruce going back on the ball, and it's over his head. Here comes 1 run. Here comes another, as both Norris and Upton score on a double by Kemp. It's 6-3. So Kemp going the opposite field for both the home run and the double.
Lorenzen all afternoon has been trying to hit that outside corner. That one leaks. And the power of Matt Kemp, as we freeze it there off the bat, taking it the opposite way like the home run. Nice smooth swing. Jay Bruce flash look just out of his reach. And some 2-out thunder for the Padres.
And Bruce didn't get back right away either. Maybe it's just a tough to read the bright sunshine of this day. So the Padres with a 2-run double as Kemp has knocked in all 3 runs, pulled to within 6-3. There'll be a break here. Pitching coach Jeff Pico going out to the mound. Yonder Alonso with a couple of hits.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Well, it's great news that Kemp's bat comes alive with a home run and a double. He's out there at second, and Alonso tried to pick him up.
You know, those 2 swings from Matt Kemp, the one thing that I have seen is that the front shoulder, the hips, not opening up, not flying open. And we know that when Matt is swinging the bat well, he's going to think center field, right center field. And a lot of times, Dick, would you agree? You know, even the breaking balls, he's kind of just opening up his front side a little bit. The hips, the shoulder, and taking all the power, topping, working underneath some baseballs. 2 good swings today.
Alonso, ground ball to the left side, but Cozart in the hole to throw him out. And that's how the inning ends. But the Padres on a walk, a single by Upton, and Kemp's 2-run double that pulled to within 6-3 at the midpoint. 4.5 innings in the book here in Cincinnati.
Follow Padres Live tonight. Pack up with the Padres for their next road trip.
It's pretty much a continuous process. It's not like we go day of or day before to get ready. We're trying to be prepared and be ahead of the curve.
Back we go to the action in the last of the 5th inning with Pena, Cozart, and Schumacher scheduled for the Reds. Two and 0. Not to make any excuses, but 4 o'clock is an unusual starting time for a baseball game. You don't see many of those, and the sun is in a position where the outfielder is almost looking into it, and Pena sends one to Venable. He read that one right, and there's one away. Some of the fans giving him the razz as he makes the play. Brings up Cozart.
You know, it's kind of weird when you look at this ballpark. And traditionally, ever since when I grew up, I remember my dad telling me right field is the sun field, right? Correct? Well, here in Cincinnati, it seems like left center field is the sun field because of the shadows. Look at the shadows of Will Venable. It's pointing towards left center field. Usually the sun sets over on this side. Not here in Cincinnati. When the sun was setting back in the old days, the right fielder here had the sunshine right in his eyes. Sun is setting off the first base side here.
And at Petco Park, it's usually from the left field corner in. That ball is drilled high to left field. Upton looking up. Does he have room? And makes the catch against the scoreboard. Cozart, who homered his last time, flirts with another. 2 away.
Well, a nice 1-2-3 inning would be key here for Andrew Cashner. The Padres have cut the Redlegs lead in half. Looks like the wind is blown in, but they've got that big scoreboard. They've got the big grandstands out in left field here.
Schumacher, a walk and a strikeout today. Two outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cincinnati got 2 in the first, 3 in the first. Home run by Cozart in the 3rd, and then 2 on fly balls misjudged by Venable in the last inning. Padres with a home run solo, Kemp in the 4th, and then Kemp's 2-run double. Top half of this inning. And it's 6-3. Two balls and a strike to Schumacher. It's interesting that Cashner's last start, less than 5 innings, set a career high with 12 strikeouts. Has only 1 today, and there's another walk. The 4th he's allowed. And that gets him to the pitcher, which normally would sound okay, but Lorenzen is 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, it's almost like hitting with a DH today for the Reds.
Line to single to center and grounded one through the right side the last time up. '80th pitch for Cashner coming up. That's a strike. The Padres in the first 2 games of this series see a couple of Southern Californians. Rookie right-handers John Moscott, he from Pacific Palisades, and Pepperdine yesterday. And now Michael Lorenzen from Fullerton and Cal State Fullerton. Both men 23 years young. Got him. Had to go to the changeup to fool the opposing pitcher. Second strikeout, Cashner. We've completed 5, a 6-3 Cincinnati lead. By Geico, August 13th, 2004. Khalil Green leads the Padres hit parade against the Reds. 2 home runs off Todd Van Poppel, and the Padres go on to win 14-5. The 14 runs, still the most runs they've ever scored here at the Great American Ballpark.
Boy, he was some kind of good, Khalil Green. Shortstop, unbelievable plays. Man.
Just a pity. Social depression.
Yeah.
Fans loved him.
Fan favorite, no doubt about that.
Top of the 6th inning. Padres have whittled away and trailed by 3, 6-3. Middlebrooks, Solarte, and Amarista scheduled. Middlebrooks has walked and singled to left. Michael Lorenzen, 82nd pitch of the game. He's gone over 100 only once. Ooh. Excuse me, foul ball. Michael Bird, the outfielder for the Reds, on the DL, a fractured wrist. Hit by Sean O'Sullivan with an 81-mile-an-hour pitch. Not a fast pitch at all.
Yeah.
Caught him just right. Or just wrong. 1-2. The weakness of this Reds team is the bullpen, other than Chapman, the closer. 55-footer. 2-2. Padres would like to get into the pen.
Yeah, collectively over 4.5 ERA for that Cincinnati bullpen.
Kevin Quackenbush getting ready for the Padres. Got him. Pulled the string.
Hey, don't forget, fans, to fill out your 2015 All-Star Game ballot and support your favorite Padres. Norris, Upton, they need your help to get voted in. Vote for these All-Stars up to 35 times. That's right, you heard it right. 35 times at Padres.com/vote or with the MLB.com @bat app. And of course, the All-Star Game will be on Fox.
Played right here at the Great American Ballpark. Jan Solarte, fly ball that became a double play in the 2nd inning and popped up the last time. Ground ball, Votto scoops it up. Lorenzen gets over there in a hurry. 2 away. Amarista has been up twice with men in scoring position. He struck out and grounded out. He was up in the 2nd with Alonso at 3rd and 2 outs and struck out. Men at 1st and 2nd in the 4th inning and grounded to short. Ball 1. Pitcher spot due next, and that explains the bullpen being busy for San Diego. Parra, the lefty, getting ready for the home side. Padres see a left-hander, he'll start salivating. Way outside, 3-1. Amarista. Abraham Almonte's in the on-deck circle. Should Amarista keep this inning going? Can you talk to young Lorenzen? Hey, you got a 3-run lead. Guy at the plate is hitting under 200.
So important to have that catcher that's been around a little bit for a rookie like Lorenzen. Pena been around a little bit.
Line drive caught by Phillips. The Gold Glove of Phillips. He can play that position. That takes a hit away from Amarista. Middle of the 6th here in Cincinnati. The Reds lead it 6-3. All right, Michael, thank you. Andrew Kashner back out for the bottom of the 6th inning with Hamilton, then Phillips and Votto for the Reds. So the Giants leading at Philadelphia 7-4 in the 7th. Colorado at home against Miami, a 4-0 lead. Dodgers and St. Louis tonight, and Arizona hosts the Mets tonight. Hamilton, a high fly ball to right. Carrying well, but Kemp has plenty of room and squeezes the opening out.
Guarantee the opportunity to purchase tickets to the 2016 All-Star Game. That All-Star Game next year is going to be at Petco Park. Become a Padres season ticket member at the gold or platinum level and lock in your chance to get tickets. To learn more, just visit Padres.com/ASG.
Brandon Phillips, as he was introduced. A nice hand from the Reds faithful for that defensive play made, denying Amarista on that line drive. He has singled and scored, sacrificed, and tapped to the mound. Last night, Phillips a double play ball. Look at this one. Backhand flip blindly to the second baseman, or the shortstop Cozart, and Cozart then turns the double play. Pops this one up. Third base side, Middlebrooks waiting for it. Man, that was way up there. 2 away. Looking back in history at the All-Star games in '78 at San Diego Stadium. Look at the starters. Yeah, that's just Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer.
It's a good lineup. '78, the Nationals won 10-8 over the Americans.
Rose, Morgan, and Foster from the Big Red Machine, the first 3 hitters for the National League that year. I didn't count them all, but there must have been 7, 8 Hall of Famers on that in those 2 lineups. Votto goes around. He walked and scored, safe on a fielder's choice, and credited with a triple on his line drive that was misjudged by Venable in center field. Venable way back with 2 outs. 1-1. Undoubtedly Cashner's last inning. He's due to hit first in the top of the 7th. Six runs, 8 hits for the Reds. 3 runs, 6 hits for San Diego. With Matt Kemp leading the way with a home run and a 2-run double. Todd Frazier a pair of doubles for Cincinnati to knock in 3 runs. Votto leans away from pitches that are on the inside corner more than anybody.
Yeah, and they're not even close as we take a look at the double barrel working in the Reds bullpen.
And another walk. The 5th given up by Cashner. And Frazier the batter. Red Black going out to the mound. As we remind you, closed captioning today brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Going to make a double switch. As he informs Ed Hickox of his move, bring in a pitcher and then insert a position player who will then bat first in the 7th inning. Jed Jerko comes out of the dugout. So he will be the man leading off in the 7th inning. And Amarista will take a seat and we'll pause for these words. So Andrew Cashner completes his duties for the day. 5 2/3 innings, gave up 8 hits and 5 walks and the 6 runs, and is responsible for the man at first base, Joey Votto. And the pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford as Kevin Quackenbush comes in.
Well, the splits for lefties got to get that down over 300 for Kevin Quackenbush. Last time out, it was on Monday against the Mets. He threw an inning. Inherits a runner at first base, as Dick mentioned, in Joey Votto.
Todd Frazier doubled in 2 runs in the first and credited with another extra base hit, a double in the 4th inning, and that was another ball that Venable misplayed for an RBI. So 3 runs batted in on a pair of doubles. Ball one. Frazier leading the team in home runs and RBIs. Change is made. Middlebrooks moves to shortstop. Solarte from second over to third, and Jerko enters the game at second base. So the infield around the horn is Solarte, Middlebrooks, Jerko, and Alonso.
Remember when Will Middlebrooks started that game at shortstop? He had played an inning prior to that start a few games before, but Bud Black made the point. He played shortstop until he was 19. Pretty good athlete, and sure, it's a different look from shortstop, more range. He's got the arm, he's got the accuracy to play shortstop.
One and two to Frazier. Reaches out and fly ball left center field. A long run. Can anyone get there? No. Upton finally on one hop. And Frazier again just leaning out and dropping the bat on the ball and able to bloop one into left center for a base hit. His third hit of the game.
Tell you what, he will one-hand singles. He will one-hand home runs. He likes to dive that outer part of the plate. But check out the swing. One-handed. Look at that. Unbelievable.
3 for 4, and the out was a line drive to left. Votto over to third, so first and third for Jay Bruce, who was 0 for 3 in the game. Long out to right. Line drive, a leaping catch by Alonso at first, and he hit a comebacker his last time.
When you respect the power of a hitter like Todd Frazier, the outfielders are playing on the deep side. And that ball hung up in the air for so long. That's a long run. Dropped in there for a knock.
Strike to Bruce. Who has struck out more than any Cincinnati Red. He usually is well over 100, and he's one away from 50 this year. Trying to hold the 4 to walk in a blue pit with 2 outs for the Reds, who have a 6-3 lead. Now he's got 3 more at bats. .91 on the fastball, misses away. 1-1. Lorenzen with 93 pitches. The bullpen busy, and the indication was that his day may be through. That's certainly not official. Runner goes, and a high pop up. Who wants it? This is trouble. Big time trouble. 1 run scores. Here comes another to the plate, and out.
Goodness.
Is Frazier, but Votto scores on a bloop hit by Bruce. So they just kill him with kindness. The Reds in the 6th. A walk. A little fly ball single for Frazier, and now Bruce hits one where no one can get it between 4 Padres, and another run scores. And Upton's quickness at least denies Frazier a second run. With 2 outs, he was going all the way, and that was pretty close. After 6, Reds 7, Padres 3.
All-Star game coming to Cincinnati this summer. They spent a lot of money making renovations. $4.5 million added to this ballpark, the largest sum that they've spent in nearly a decade, and some of the biggest changes out here on the main concourse. I'm going to get out of the way and show you the pretty neat facades that they've added to each of the concession stands. You have some of the brick. You also have some of the curtains that have that peppermint style. Really old school Main Street style is what they were going for here. And I'm going to take it down because you can't go to Cincinnati with, of course, getting a little skyline chilly. So Cincinnati, Great American Ballpark, all ready for the 2015 All-Star game, Dick.
Get a couple of napkins there, Chris. Looking good. Ryan Matthews comes in to pitch here in the 7th inning.
And Ryan Matthews, two-seamer, four-seamer, slider, split, cutter, 91 to 95.
Jerko hitting for the first time, entering the game in the double switch. Boy, how about that last inning? What's happened? The outfield play, though, it's a tough sun. A lot of balls dropping in for the Cincinnati Reds. 4 of them for base hits today. And Jerko looks at 3 pitches and takes a seat.
Looked like Matthews goes down and away, down and away, down and away.
Will Venable 0 for 3. Flied out and grounded out twice. Just called up Matthews. Began the season at AAA Salt Lake. Reported to the Reds on May 14th. A ball, 2 strikes to Venable. Strike 3. Jerko and Venable caught looking. Padres not even getting the swing on Ryan Matthews. Here's Derek Norris. He has struck out, grounded out, and walked and scored.
Watch Bryant Pena as he's set up inside. Does he hit the glove? You bet he does. That's some good heat.
Throwing nothing but strikes. Seven of the 8 pitches for strikes. He's ahead of Norris, 0-2. Kemp and Alonso with a pair of hits. Kemp a home run and a 2-run double. Stays alive, 1-2. Padres trailing 7-3. Cincinnati benefiting from fly balls in the outfield that have eluded the gloves of the Padres. Plate, 2-2. It doesn't get easier tomorrow. Johnny Cueto, one of the best in the league, on the mound for Cincinnati, although his record this year is only 3-4. His ERA at 3.03. And it'll be Odrisamer Despaigne for the Padres. Off the head of the bat, foul.
Yeah, Cueto's one of those guys, like any big league pitcher who's been around for a long time and has proved himself that can turn it around on a dime. There you have any pitcher who struggles.
That's going to be a samba tango lesson tomorrow. They come from all angles.
That's
and
right.
Deliveries, the two of them. Turn your back.
It should be a fun game to watch.
Arm. Yeah, it will be. Nub toward third. Frazier can't make a play. Norris beats that out. And wisely, Frazier didn't even try to throw. Swinging bunt for Derek Norris. 7 hits for the Padres. Brings up Justin Upton.
Nearly hits his foot. Ball's got some spin on it where it spits out towards third base. Inches from a foul ball and didn't hit it hard enough to where anybody could field it, and that's a big league knock.
Norris has 56 of those, more than any catcher. Upton walked, struck out, and singled in front of the double by Kemp in the 5th inning. Bounding ball through the hole on the left side. Two 2-0. Matt Kemp would be next. Kemp, who hadn't homered since April 18th, gets his 2nd of the season today. That's a strike at the knees. 2-1. Both hits to right field. Three and one.
Well, the main objective for Matthews here, down and away, trying to give the hitter right center field, right field. If you even get it up a little bit away, the chances of hitting one out are still good as well for Upton. He gets extended on that. Oof, that was we talk hot zones. I think that was in the hot zone of Justin Upton, that last pitch.
3-2. In this ballpark, it's like Colorado. You're not out of it. One swing. Ball 4. And 2 men on for Matt Kemp. Let's check on our Bill Howe play of the game. And it features Matt Kemp going to right field. And he measured this one perfectly off the top of the wall at the 370 mark. His 2nd home run of the year. And then later followed with a 2-run double. Also over Bruce's head in right field.
Oh, Matt Kemp, 3 RBIs today. Had a combined 4 RBIs in his previous 17 games entering today. Hopefully he adds on right here.
Chance to really have a special Saturday with 2 men on, 2 out here in the 7th.
So Jeff Pico, the pitching coach for the Reds, is going to have a little chat with Matthews.
Matthews, in his 8 games with the Reds, has not allowed a home run.
See Pena talking with Cozart, making sure they're on the same page as far as the signs are concerned, because then Cozart will relay them to Brandon Phillips. Whether it's a fastball or a breaking ball.
Tony Cingrani is in the Reds bullpen. Former starter.
He's getting ready for Yonder Alonso if it gets that far.
Left-hander. So 2 on, 2 out for the Padres. A single on the infield, Norris, and a walk to Upton. Kemp in the midst of a very good Saturday afternoon. Takes inside. I suppose that's what they talked about on the mound. Pitch him inside.
Try to tie him up a little bit because that's a good point. Both of his hits he's gotten extended. They've been away. Let's see what he counters here. 1-0. That was a two-seamer in.
Inside again. Yep. 2-0.
Now, does Brian Price feel comfortable with, if you load the bases here, but does he feel more comfortable with Cingrani facing Alonso or Matthews facing Kemp? This third pitch will tell you a lot about the whole at-bat and that visit on the mound from Pico.
Inside again.
Yeah, he doesn't want any part of it. Brian Price, to me, feels more comfortable with Cingrani versus Alonso.
But that brings the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, manager's choice.
That kind of goes against a lot of baseball law. Ball 4. So Kemp realized they were pitching around him. So an infield hit and 2 walks. The base is loaded, and Alonso represents the tying run.
Well, after the visit from pitching coach Jeff Pico, what did he tell him? Well, we don't want you to give anything Kemp to hit. And once again, it boils down to manager's choice, and that manager making the choice now to take out his pitcher Matthews and go with lefty on lefty Cingrani versus Alonso.
Yeah, some folks would say, are you kidding? Yeah, that's the choice. They walk Matt Kemp to load the bases and bring the tying run to the plate and bring in the left-handed pitcher. And today's game is presented in HD by Sony 4K. Alonso has had success hitting left-handed pitching. This is Tony Cingrani.
Oh, the big tall left-hander. Lefty's hitting .258.
Bases loaded in a 7-3 game here in the 7th.
I'm betting first pitch breaking ball here, lefty on lefty. And look at that fastball, just like I said.
Only missed by 1.
And that pitch looked like it was up as well.
So the lefties have had more success, or at least he's had more success against left-handed pitching than hitting righties. 2 hits today for Alonso. 1-1.
Same pitch. I mean, off, but it caught the top of the zone like the first pitch did. It was just off the outside corner. So got a call and missed a call.
Trailing 7-3, but the base is full. That misses. 2-1. Well, here comes the action pitch. Alonso ready to pull the trigger. Cingrani doesn't want to go to 3-1. Norris at third, Upton at second, Kemp at first base. That's going to make it into the crowd off third. Just back of the dugout. 2-2.
Well, Cingrani's last 6 appearances, that's over 5 1/3 innings pitched for the left-hander. He's only given up 3 hits, and he has struck out 9.
Doesn't like the feel of the baseball, throws it out of play. Two outs, bases loaded, 2-2 to Alonso. Padres trying to cut into that 7-3 Cincinnati lead.
Also, Cingrani going from the first base side of that rubber, coming at the front hip of Yonder Alonso, the left-handed hitter.
Good swing there, fouled it back. Yonder singled on a line to left field in the second, grounded a single back through the middle in the fourth, and grounded out in the fifth.
Nothing but fastball so far to Alonso. He'll mix in a slider and a changeup, but Tony Cingrani likes to throw the fastball.
Sellout crowd here today in Cincinnati, almost 41,000. That swings outside, 3-2. Fans belly aching, but that was clearly outside.
Oh, yeah.
So the runners will be off. Gapper would score 3. And out of play. Good at bat for Alonso. The 8th pitch of the at bat coming up. Alonso walked with the bases loaded last night to drive in a run in the first inning. Grew up in the Cincinnati Reds organization, #1 draft pick out of University of Miami. And another foul.
Hey, Dick, you know, I'm all about playing fair, and I want the best for the pitchers and the hitters. But quite frankly, I think this batter's eye here, I think it's too busy. It's got the green, it's got the black, it's got the girders there, it's got the rest, it's got the boat here. You know, from a hitter standpoint, I think that section there has got to be one solid black, dark green, or whatever. I think there's a lot going on there. I think it's too busy.
Yeah, good point.
Boy, a lot of pitches up. This is good stuff right here, huh?
Yeah.
Good drama.
Good drama. Again, 3-2. The runner's off with a pitch. And a drive to deep right field. That's way back. Could it be? It is a grand slam home run for Yonder Alonso. Oh, my. Yes, that was strange strategy. And Alonso makes the Reds pay for it, and we've tied the game at 7. Oh, my. Yonder, going Yonder. Ball with 2 outs. The scratch hit by Norris started it, then walks to Upton. They pitched around Kemp to walk him to load the bases, and Alonso makes him pay. 3rd hit of the game for Yonder, his 2nd career grand slam. That gets both Lorenzen and Cashner off the hook. This will belong to the bullpen. Well, we told you last night, again today, it's the Achilles of this Cincinnati team, their bullpen.
Man, that is some kind of exciting stuff. Now the umpires are having a word with somebody. Brian Price. Are they disputing the home run?
Meeting it, the umpiring crew. Dana DeMuth is the crew chief. Let me see where that ball landed again. Whether a fan might have reached over. All right, let's see it.
I wondered if a fan maybe reached over and touched this ball. Let's take a look.
It's a bright sunshine, and
I don't think that fan reached over at all. Kind of right in his lap. Oh, I see what they're saying.
It looked like his hands were right on the top of the yellow barrier there. And yeah, Brian Price, and hopefully,
sure,
maybe somebody will see something that we don't in that replay. At this point, Yonder Alonso has tied the game with a grandmaster. And the day when so many things seem to be going wrong for the Padres, especially outfield play, that one goes right. Circle your finger and touch them all.
Cuidado, piece of mojado.
Quadrangular.
Yes. That was some kind of nice, Yonder. What a battle. 3-2, squares up a fastball.
Wasn't it surprising that Cipriani threw only one breaking ball in the whole sequence?
Fastball heavy. He likes to throw the fastball, trying to locate it. Majority of them were up, away.
That dugout on fire. A blackout to say something to plate umpire Hickox. Well, it's 370. The marker out there in right center field, and that's what they measured. 370 right on the top of the numbers out there in right center field. Alonso's second home run of the year, a big one. Middlebrooks the hitter. 1 for 2 and a walk. The Padres behind from the get-go. Cincinnati scored 3 in the first, another in the third on Cozart's home run to lead 4-0. Padres have battled back. Home run by Kemp made it 4-1, but the Reds, on a couple of misplays in center field by Venable, took a 6-1 lead after 4, but 2 in the 5th and a big crooked number 4 here in the 7th to tie it up.
Well, Brian Price picked the wrong poison. You know that old adage in baseball, pick your poison?
Right.
Did he want righty on righty Kemp, Matthews, or Cingrani Alonso? He chose the latter.
But even if he had erred in pitching to Kemp, he could have only made it 7-6. He puts the man on. It allows Alonso to get 4 runs. Maybe I'm a traditionalist. I wouldn't feel comfortable putting a man on base that brings the tying run to the plate if you don't have to. But good on Yonder. 2-2 now to Middlebrooks. And it's outside, full count. Cipriani now, 15th pitch coming up. Ball 4. Padres aren't ready to quit yet here in this 7th inning, and the fans here, 40,946, are a bit unhappy, as well they should be. They had tucked the victory in the back pocket. Not to happen. It's 7-7, and manager Price goes to the mound and takes the ball. We'll have a pitching change here with Middlebrooks aboard and Jan Solarte.
Did you see what's going on? He's getting aired out by Brian Price. He was walking off the mound. Brian Price is reading him the riot act. He said, I'm not taking you out. Get back up on that mound.
That's interesting, isn't it? He thought he was going to be relieved. Don't be so eager to come out of the game. You show me some moxie here. Jan Solarte turns around, hits right-handed for the first time. He's the 8th man to bat here in the 7th inning. Flew into an unusual double play to center field. Alonso was going to third, and Middlebrooks was right behind him. Thought he'd advance to second, but they cut off the throw and got Middlebrooks easily. 1-0. Solarte popped up and grounded out since. Couple of home runs for the Padres, a 2-run shot Kemp and a grand slam Alonso. Cozart with a solo. Cincinnati, and Solarte gets into one. Deep to left field. That ball still carrying to the wall and caught. Oh, Schumacher. Just enough room to deny Solarte. But the Padres bring up 8 men, and with 2 outs, a single, a couple of walks, and yonder Alonso, 2nd home run of the year. A 4-run shot. It's tied at 7. But as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Andrew Mauer coming in to work for the Padres. Let's go back to the Alonso at bat.
It was Tony Cingrani versus Yonder Alonso, a 9-pitch battle. Now I want you to notice something here this at bat. A lot of fastballs and up in the zone. 3 fastballs so far. And Cingrani trying to challenge it, keep it away, give him left field. Again, away, good eye. And then the battle continued. And he got on top of that number 9 fastball, that number 9 pitch. It was a fastball, and sent it out for the grand slam.
Cipriani was squeezed early in that at bat. A couple of pitches borderline, but the Padres take advantage. And here's Pena with a wicked swing and a foul bat. Cipriani charged with just the 1 run. The other 3 go on Ryan Matthews' card. To the hole. Jerko is there to throw out Pena. Sounded as if Pena might have snapped his bat in the process. Here's Zach Cozart. A home run and just missed another. As Upton went all the way to the wall and left to capture his deep fly in the 5th inning. Bauer worked an inning last night. There's a strike there.
He's been a machine. Scoreless outings in 20 of his 25 appearances this season. 19 of his last 22. He's getting it. He's shoot rock fire. Where'd that miss?
1-1. Venable deep in center field. All the outfielders back. Tough sun today here in Cincinnati, a swing and a miss, 1-2.
Good off-speed changeup there, down and in. Yeah, tough right now for Justin Upton.
Right field. Kemp with the catch. 2 away. Schumacher, the hitter.
Jumbo Diaz heating up for the Reds.
How do you know that was Jumbo?
Oh, that's the silhouette.
You'd guess him on Sports Challenge. It's the mystery guess, wouldn't you? Schumacher intentionally walked, struck out, and then walked again. Cashner, his line, 5 2/3 innings, 7 runs all earned, 8 hits, 5 walks, and 2 strikeouts, and 1 hopper to the shortstop Middlebrooks. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for Brandon Maurer. We've completed 7 in Cincy. Seven after 7. Abraham Almonte is going to pinch hit. It's a pitcher spot, the number 8 slot, after the double switch, and he'll be facing Jumbo Diaz, big right-hander for Cincinnati.
Well, Jumbo was on the hill last night in the 9th inning. He gave up a hit in the 6-2 victory for the Padres. He's got a live arm, very live arm. Get up around 100, 98, 99.
Almonte, then Jerko, and the leadoff man Venable in the top of the 8th inning. 7 runs, 10 hits for Cincinnati, 7 runs, 8 hits for the Padres. They had 3 solo homers last night and 2 home runs for 5 runs today. For 6 runs, rather. The 2-run shot by Kemp and the grand slam by Alonso. Foul tip. Strike 1, Almonte. From the left side, 4 for 27, 148. Overall, he's hitting 171. Called up when Will Myers was placed on the DL. 1-1. Jerko, late entry in the game, is on deck, hitting 9th before Venable. We may reflect upon a very big play that goes relatively unnoticed, and that was on that bloop base hit by Bruce when 4 Padres surrounded and it fell. Upton picked it up quickly and got the out at home plate.
Yep.
Saved a run. Almonte drives it into the right field corner, and that's going to bounce against the boards. Bruce will play it on a hop, bobbles it, and Almonte cruises into second with a double. Diaz greeted on a 2-base hit by the pinch hitter Almonte. His 3rd pinch hit of the season, 3 for 10.
Coming off the bench big time. Starting off the inning, Diaz throws the 2-seam rather in, and Almonte does a nice job getting his hands through. If he elevates this ball, it's an 8-7 lead for San Diego, but a double is just fine. Thank you very much. Lavase sus manos. Abraham Almonte.
Jerko entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 7th, struck out looking. Here's a situational hitting for Jerko. Got to get that runner over to 3rd.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Button to run to get him over.
Wild wave and a miss.
You know, with I know there are bunters and then there are hitters and there are guys who are struggling and then those guys who can handle the bat well, but with Votto playing so far back at first base.
Another swing and a miss. 0-2.
You know, push bunt down the first base side wouldn't be a bad idea, but not with 2 strikes.
Or even try to hit the ball to the right side. Those first 2 swings were trying to knock it out of the park. Outside, 1-2.
100 out of the hand of Jumbo.
You barrel those up, though, they go a long way.
They sure do.
Blows him down. Another fastball, 99. So Jerko enters the game, strikes out both at bats. Unable to move the runner over, and now it's Venable stepping up. Let's check on our San Diego fan of the game. We've got some Padre fans here sporting the blue and the SD.
How you doing? Yeah, a lot of people here cheering on the Padres, surrounded by Reds fans, and they're getting along just fine.
Will Venable, 0 for 4. Struck out the last time. Had a couple of hits last night, including his 4th home run.
Gonna have to turn up the dial against Jumbo Diaz. Wow, look at that, with runners in scoring position.
9 for 19 and 10 RBIs. Almonte ready to scoot from second.
Always have to be aware with the infield shift going to pull to have that shortstop sneak in behind you for a pickoff.
1-1. Almonte has good speed. With the exception of left fielder Schumacher. You got Hamilton in shallow again, and Bruce in right field is up a couple of steps. One and 2. So here's the play that we were talking about. The ball falls between 4 Padres. Look how quickly Upton came up with it, and a throw, quick throw. Didn't even look at home plate, fired in a perfect strike, and that denied Frazier, who was trying to score all the way from first base. And that would have been an 8th run.
And you know, that was a beautiful play by Derek Norris as well, getting that ball and slapping that tag.
Just stays alive. Defensive poke by Venable with Derek Norris on deck. Almonte a leadoff double at second base. Matt Kemp, home run and a 2-run double. And a foul tip, strike 3. Diaz just daring the Padres with that fastball reaching 100 miles an hour. That one was at 101. Wow. Swinging at a whisper.
So you want to know what 101 looks like? Two-seamer. Middle in. He wanted that one away, but still blows it by Will.
So 2 outs and Norris is the hitter. Struck out, grounded out, then walked and scored in the 5th. Swinging bunt single the last time and scored. Ball 1. 99. That misses. 2-0. Last night, Derek Norris got into one, drove it to left field. That was in the 7th inning. Oh, Villarreal.
Yeah, don't hang the breaking ball to Derek Norris. You hangy, he will bangy.
It was his 6th home run. Nice ground ball single to the center fielder.
I love the ground ball to the center fielder.
I know you do. That's why I kind of teased you with that. Oh, he was on that one at 99.
Still a hitter's count here, Dick, with a 2-1 count. Diaz, as I mentioned, you got to be careful of that slider he throws, but if he's locating that fastball, he's blowing that fastball by the hitters. If he misses with a breaking ball, that's one that Derek Norris can catch up to.
2-1. 3-1. Justin Upton on deck.
I love matchups like this. Power pitcher, a guy who's got a good idea at the plate. Runner in scoring position. Hey, call a friend right now. Tell him to turn on Fox Sports San Diego. We got a great matchup going right now.
In a 7-7 tie, mind you. Foul tip. 99 again. He faced Diaz last night and hit him in the backside with a low line drive, and Diaz using that big frame to block the ball and throw him out.
That ball went on the DL after the game.
That's right. Full count. Ball 4. First and second for the Padres, and Justin Upton comes up. Diaz is quite a mystery man, isn't he? Here's a guy with stuff like that, and he labored 13 years in the minors before he got a chance last year.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Came up with Cincinnati and pitched in 36 games. Originally a Dodger signee out of the Dominican. Upton, the Padre leader in RBIs, has walked twice tonight, struck out and singled, 1 for 2.
Once again, power versus power. Short, quick stroke of Justin Upton facing a pitcher who can throw 101 miles an hour, and he's shown that this afternoon.
Almonte still out at second after he led off this inning with a double. Norris joins him with a walk at first base. In the dirt.
First pitch slider.
There's a show me, huh? Padres rallying from a 6-1 deficit to tie it at 7. 2 on, 2 out here in the 8th. High strike, 2-2, or 1-1 rather. Manager Price. This team has struggled with leads. The bullpen giving up leads. Two and 1. Of course, they have the flame-throwing lefty Aroldis Chapman to close the deal. Problem that they've expressed, Cincinnati is haven't gotten to him enough. 2-1. 3-1. Maybe that is what has kept Diaz in the minor leagues. Control.
You can see that, absolutely. If you can just harness that consistently, pepper that outside corner 8 out of 10 times, throwing 100 miles an hour, you're going to have some success.
So here, Justin Upton's got to be settling in that batter's box, figuring at 3-1, he's going to get a fastball and just say, I'm going to cut the plate in half and hope that it's right in here, and that's where I'm going to take my cut.
Yeah, about the size of a shoebox, right?
Let's see what he gets. Diaz has not thrown a pitch of his 4 in the strike zone. To Upton.
That was a pretty good pitch to hack at. Look at that, right down the middle.
I don't know who gave that. Oh, maybe that was Black in the dugout. Picked it up on our field mic. So a full count gives the runners an advantage. They'll be off with the pitch. Ball 4. The bases are loaded. Back-to-back walks with 2 outs to Norris and Upton. And here's Kemp. Almonte over to third, Norris to second, Upton to first. And Matt Kemp has had quite a day. Home run to right field, his second of the season in the 4th off the top of the wall. He went in the same direction in the 5th inning with a couple of mates aboard, a double over Bruce's head in right field. And that caught the attention of Brian Price, the manager of the Reds. So in the 7th inning with 2 out and 2 on, it appeared they pitched around Kemp to get to Alonso, and Alonso made him pay with the grand slam. Ground ball through the hole into left field. Here comes Almonte, and right behind him Norris to score, and the Padres lead it 9-7. Matt Kemp, 5 RBIs today as he breaks loose. Suddenly 40,946 are very quiet here in Cincinnati.
And after walking Upton, Jumbo Diaz is thinking, you know, I can't fall behind. I got to challenge Matt Kemp. Why not? I throw 100. Matt Kemp, first pitch swinging, finds the hole. Matt Kemp, how you doing? That's a clutch hit.
Yonder Alonso, 2 singles and a grand slam today. So the 4 and 5 hitters in Bud Black's lineup, Kemp and Alonso, have accounted for all 9 runs. 5 runs batted in by Kemp and 4 for Alonso. Up the middle and snared by Big Diaz, and that was headed to center field. Line out off a broken bat, Alonso. But the Padres again with 2 outs get 2 runs, just as they got 4 in the last inning with 2 outs, and they lead it 9-7.
focus is on the defense of Matt Kemp. How about last night off the bat of Todd Frazier coming in? He's got a long way to go and then dives and makes the catch, picking up his pitcher, avoiding Corey Spangenberg. How far does he have to go? 72 feet to snag it for the big out. Matt Kemp's been doing it all. Last night with the glove, tonight with the bat. It's been all good for Matt Kemp.
I think that's the best catch of the season. Joaquin Benoit in the pitch here. And Negron is the pinch hitter. And the fans here are watching the stretch run of the Belmont. And American Pharoah is a Triple Crown winner. Finally, after 37 years, the sport of kings can celebrate a Triple Crown winner. Now back to the serious business here. Baseball, 9-7 Padres. Benoit here in the 8th inning. Christopher Negron is the pinch hitter in the 8th spot, the pitcher spot. Then Hamilton and Phillips for Cincinnati. Changeup has Negron out in front, 1-1. It appeared American Pharoah won by about 5 lengths. Sport needs so desperately a hero, and they've got one now. On the corner, 1-2. 9 runs, 10 hits for the Padres, 7 runs, 10 hits. Cincinnati, the partnership of Kemp and Alonso, knocking in 9 runs. That ball hooking into the corner, and it is a foul ball. 5 RBIs. Kemp in the 4th slot. Alonso hitting 5th with a grand slam for the 9.
And I think both went undrafted and picked the stick today.
Is that right?
That's baseball.
Yeah. My slump continues. Will Venable a -2.
Oh, you'll bounce back.
Yeah, I'm going to come. I think my ball was deflated. I think I long ago.
You want to hear something that'll make you even more
no, I don't
upset?
Want to hear it. No, I don't want to hear
26
it.
points.
I don't want to hear it.
Undrafted.
I don't want to hear it.
Sounds like a good song.
Let's get 6 outs. Strike 3, and Negron caught looking. 1 away here in the 8th.
Well, there's one of your 6 there. A nice located fastball from Joaquin Benoit. Talk about location being everything. Down and away, you bet.
Here's a man you want to keep off the bases, and Padres have done a pretty good job of it. Billy Hamilton did walk in the 2nd inning, sacrificed and flied out. Last night had an infield hit and was robbed by Venable's sliding catch in right center field. Solarte now at 3rd, in on the grass, and they don't say he tried on that one. Ball 1. And watching the Reds game at Philadelphia, we got in here Thursday night early enough to see that game. Philadelphia pitchers, everything was high. I want him to hit the ball in the air, understandably.
Oh, yeah.
With those wheels, he wants to punch the ball on the ground.
I'm pumping 4 seamers up the zone, in on him, so he can't get extended.
2-0. That's a strike at 95. Well, Craig Kimbrell has not pitched for quite a while, so we're assuming that if Benoit is successful here in the 8th, we're going to see the fireballing right-hander. Three and 1.
It's been a weird strike zone today. That last pitch was in fact a ball, but it's been called before this afternoon a strike.
3 and 1. That's a strike. Lays in the 95 right down the middle. Burke Badenhop was the right-hander warming up in the Reds bullpen. Full count to Hamilton. High fly ball. He got a lot of that one to right center field. Venable to the track and makes the catch. This bud's for you. This ball's for you. Will Venable, 2 away.
Can o' corn for Will Venable.
Brandon Phillips, a single in the first inning when the Reds got 3 off starter Andrew Kastner. He sacrificed, grounded out, and popped up since. Lotto to follow. 2 outs now in the 8th. Ball 1. That was interesting. With the inning about to begin, the Reds media people decided to show the stretch run of the Belmont Stakes. Play stopped. Everyone watched the race.
Why not? Here in Cincinnati, huh? Not far from Louisville and Kentucky.
1 hour drive to Lexington, and
the crowd was behind it too. They were fired up.
Yeah, it's a nice story. Finally, it's happened. One and one. Brandon Phillips. This is away, 2-1. Phillips hitting .311 on the season. He certainly figures to be a representative of the Cincinnati Reds in the All-Star game here in Cincinnati. 2-1. Boy, jammed him there. That was a self-defense swing.
Yes, it was. Ball running in on the hands.
Kimbrel getting loose. 9-7, the Padres lead. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Bases empty, 2 outs. And the 2-2 pitch coming up to Brandon Phillips. Foul tip, strike 3 into the glove of Norris. A couple of strikeouts for Benoit. We've completed 8, and the Padres lead by 2. It all started first inning. 3 runs scored by the Phils, and Cozart's home run made it 4-0. Matt Kemp got the Padres on the board. A solo blast, the second of the season at the 370 mark, 4-1. Then a couple of misplays by center fielder Will Venable, and the Reds got 2 more runs. Here's the second one. Starts in, goes back, and it was 6-1 Cincinnati. Padres came back. High drive over the head of Bruce, and Kemp had driven in 2 more to make it 6-3, and finally the grand slam by Yonder Alonso to tie it at 7. And in the last inning, the 8th, Kemp again. Base hit through the hole to score 2 more and give the Padres their first lead of the game, 9-7, 5 runs batted in by Matt Kemp. And you can see how scary this lineup can be if Kemp starts hitting like we know he can, with Upton doing what he has done, and then get Will Myers back and Alonso and Derek Norris. Yes, sir.
Got a nice ring to it.
Badenhop pitched 2/3 of an inning last night. Gave up a single and an RBI double to Amarista.
And the numbers are not good for Burke Badenhop. This Cincinnati Red bullpen, as Craig Kimbrell gets loose. 13th in the National League with a 4.53 ERA.
Middlebrooks has walked twice, singled, and struck out. Padres have benefited from the base on balls today. 8 walks from Cincinnati pitching. And 4 of those walks scored. 2-2. Middlebrooks, Solarte, and the pitcher's spot for the Padres here in the 9th. Got it. 1 away. Solarte 0 for 4. Flirted with a home run, sent Schumacher right to the wall in left field his last time up. Batting right-handed, back on the left side against Badenhop. Shadows growing, covering right field, center field, and left field in bright sunshine. Past the 7 o'clock hour here in the Queen City. 2-0. 9:30 tomorrow morning here on Fox Sports San Diego. We'll get things going with Despagne hooking up against Johnny Cueto. High fly ball to right field. Did he get it all? Back goes Bruce and makes the catch on the warning track. You could just hear the sound wasn't quite right. 2 away.
Tuesday on Fox Sports San Diego, catch a new episode of SD Live when columnist Kevin Acee and the original loose cannon from Extra 1360, Steve Hartman, stop by and share the latest Padres and Chargers news. That's Tuesday after Padres Live on Fox Sports San Diego.
Lots happening here on Fox Sports San Diego. Corey Spangenberg is the pinch hitter for Benoit. In the last inning, it was Abraham Almonte with a double to lead off as a pinch hitter in the 8th and set the table for the 2-run single, Matt Kemp. Votto, Frazier, Bruce, 3 tough hitters for Kimbrell in the bottom half of the inning. Spangenberg sails one to left. Schumacher chases it down. And the Padres go in order in the 9th. And the right-hander Kimbrell. Welcome to the jungle. It's been transferred to the banks of the Ohio. Brought to you by Petco. What we feed them matters. And by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. Cincinnati Baseball Museum, the Reds Museum here at the Great American Ballpark. Lots of memorabilia. Located on Pete Rose Avenue. Here's Kimbrel. 12 saves for the right-hander. This is his 23rd appearance.
Last time out for Craig was Wednesday against the New York Mets in the 7-3 victory. Worked an inning because they had that off day on Thursday to travel here to Cincinnati. A couple of hits, a run.
It was unearned, right? The run was unearned.
Correct.
Barmes goes into the game at shortstop, and Middlebrooks moves back to third. And Solardi out of the game. But Black's used his entire roster today, hasn't he? Watch out. Check swing foul by Votto, who has walked twice, scored 3 times, and on a misplayed ball in center field, credited with an RBI triple.
That's one of Buddy's favorite lines. Hey, got to use the whole roster. Got to keep them sharp, keep them fresh.
.97 on the fastball, 1-1. Frazier and Bruce. They have their power up here in the 9th. Votto has 10 homers, Frazier 16, and Bruce with 7 this year. Breaking ball misses. 2-1. Boy, that had the knees of Votto buckled.
Isn't that funny, Dick, when a right-hander like Kimbrel with that power curveball can make a left-handed hitter buckle?
Uh-oh, 3-1. Boy, that Votto, he just knows the strike zone. Yes. He gets a lot of help. I mean, the umpires respect his eye. And here he is on a 3-1 count. Frazier with 3 RBIs on deck, a couple of doubles today. He walked him. 3rd time he's walked today, and you walk that leadoff man, and often you take the punch in the jaw.
Consistently from pitch 1, it looks like Craig Kimbrel is trying to keep the ball away. The first one leaks in, then it's ball 1. There's the breaking ball. 2-1.
Not close.
And then 4-1.
So that brings the tying run to the plate. Frazier with a pair of doubles to drive in 3 and a blooping single, so a 3-for-4 day for him. The other time he lined to left. Ball 1. 98. But Kimbrel having trouble locating the strike zone. Infield back, looks for a pair. Infield has changed throughout the game. Now Middlebrooks back at 3rd. Barmes set short. Jerko at 2nd. Alonso at 1st. Foul back. Right over our heads. Hope you'll join us tomorrow morning, 9:30. Our TV time here on Fox Sports San Diego with Despaigne, the rubber-armed right-hander from Cuba, against Johnny Cueto, who's been the ace of this Red staff for quite a while. Another foul ball. Outfield at doubles defense. Upton only a couple of steps from the track and left. Venable way back in center, and the same for Kemp and right. A lot of room between the outfielders and the infield for Frazier, who blooped a hit the last time. isn't missing those pitches by much. He's following them straight back. Padres go to Atlanta after the game tomorrow, and Kimbrel back to his home base, traded right at the start of the season from the Braves. Still has his home there, of course.
Let's see what they put down here. Fastball away. Get it out there.
Over the plate but high. 2-2. Another fastball. Yep. Got him. First strikeout for Kimbrel, one away, and Jay Bruce the batter.
All right, you got the first one out of the way. Trying to leave that runner stranded out there. So Craig Kimbrel off with the release point a little bit. And the pitches that Todd Frazier likes to swing at are the pitches that are up. Foul balls, foul balls. But look at those pitches. Now he's going up the ladder. I don't know whether that's by design, but that last one, he wanted it down and away. That one was up and out of the zone, and thank goodness Todd Frazier swings at that one.
That was out of the strike zone, up the ladder for the strikeout. Jay Bruce, a bloop single the last time. He is flied to deep right, lined out to first. Comebacker to the mound, and then he hit that fly ball that landed between Venable, Upton, Middlebrooks, and Solarte. One run scored, and Upton alertly getting the ball and firing to the plate and nailing Frazier. Would have been the 8th run. That ball is hit well. Venable back and makes the catch on the warning pad. Just missed it. 2 away. Boy, this game has you on the edge of your seat every at bat.
Oh, come on, that's a can of niblets right there, Professor.
Okay, all right. You go get on your lounge chair. I'm up on the edge of mine. So the Padres and Reds will wrap up the 3-game series tomorrow morning here on Fox Sports San Diego. There's room for you. Pull up a chair. Johnny Cueto, one of the best. And Despaigne, 2 pitchers that'll give you all kinds of different motions. Last time the Padres were down by 5 runs or more and went on to win was 2 years ago against the Cubs, from 6-0 down to 8-6 victory. We're not there yet. Ryan Pena, RBI double in 4 at-bats, and he's got power. Runner goes. Fly ball to center. This should do it. Venable racing in. Can he get there? No. The ball dies in shallow right. And the Reds are still alive. Man, they've hit a lot of balls that are just finding grass and not hit hard. And the balls that are hit hard are being caught. First and third, the tying run is on. The winning run comes to the plate in Zach Cozart.
Big swing off the end of the bat, and Will Venable moved to his right just a little bit, maybe a step and a half, playing very, very deep.
Well, that one defines a Texas leaguer. Cozart has a home run and another out right to the wall in left field. 7 home runs on the season. Mike Leake, right-handed pitcher, is the pinch runner for Pena. Product of Fallbrook, California. Runners at the corners. 2 outs in the 9th. Breaking ball. We go back to the 3rd inning against Castner, and Cozart pulling that drive to left field. Made it back a couple of rows. As the time gave the Reds a 4-0 lead. pretty good pitch.
Yes, it was. So that's the one pitch that is hardly called a strike, the low breaking ball. You gotta realize that catcher set up back there, 4 or 5 feet from home plate. It's not where he catches it, it's where the ball crosses the plate, and he didn't get that call.
Quite evident the hitters aren't looking for the breaking ball. They're taking that. They're set up for the fastball.
Here comes another curveball.
Yeah. And he looked badly on that. 1 and 2.
3 in a row. Curveball, curveball, curveball. Get up on top, pull the string. You smell another one coming here, Professor? I think so.
I think he's going to waste the fastball away first.
This is what's fun about baseball, right?
Let's see. No, he's going to get another one. No.
He's thinking along right with you. He shook off the curveball.
1 and 2. Missed outside. 2 and 2. 98 miles an hour. All right, this is the pitch. The 2-2 pitch. Doesn't want to go 3-2.
Yeah, I still say hammer because he swung at a breaking ball down. Fastball away. All right.
Way away, and now the count is full, and that gives the runner, Mike Leake, the pinch runner, carrying the tying run, a jump start at first base. The leadoff walk. Bravado, he's now at third after he struck out Frazier and Bruce Flight out to deep center. The looping single, Texas leaguer Pena, and now a 3-2 pitch to Zach Cozart. Fouls it back. Fed him the fastball at 98. Well, if you liked high-scoring games, this one will be at the top of the list. 9-7 Padres, but here in the ninth with 2 outs, the Reds have the tying run at first. Cozart representing the winning run. And a full count. Strike 3 call. Back with a fastball at 98. And Kimbrel locks it up for the Padres. What a game. Padres rallying from 6-1 down. And a fireballing strike catches Cozart looking. And the ball game is over. Final score, Padres 9 and the Reds 7. Mike Pomeranz.